Welcome to Dragon's Tome. This is issue 80, episode 80 of Dragon Magazine. We're going through every single one chronologically. My name's Rob.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Chopper.
We're here to talk about this magazine. December 83 or almost 84, guys. Crystal Visions.
Merry Christmas.
Crystal Visions.
How much is that ghost in the window?
Are we done?
No, because you have to say the non sequitur line.
No, I refuse.
What day is it today?
I'm not saying it. Crystal Visions by Clyde Caldwell. This is a Clyde Caldwell exclusive.
Yes, it's a good one.
Very good.
This is classical Clive.
Yeah, classic cover too. I remember this cover as a wee one.
I will point out this is one of the non-ginger covers.
She's got grayish hair. Maybe she used to be ginger.
Could be.
Yeah, I love all the details. I love his little dragon there, little pet dragon.
His little what's the dragon that Lockheed?
Lockheed, yes.
Little Lockheed.
And
this is got all the hallmarks that I love of Caldwell. All the stone work, the gems with the highlights in it. It's everything about it.
Color theory. We got bright parts. We got dark parts. It's not all one tone.
Yeah, to have this as an oil like a print would be.
I'm sure it was in one of those Best of Dragon covers or whatever they had, or the calendars. So.
It was for sure because I recognize this one. This is a fan favorite of mine, and I was still not 83. I was in grade 3, so like too early for me to have gotten this magazine.
I think your math is wrong, but that's all right. Anyways, yeah, great cover. We'll go into the magazine now. Let us go to. We'll start with Jack because people wearing black always go first.
That is the way we've done it since the dawn of time, and we will continue to do so. I've learned, I've gamed the system, and you can all say that that's just being smarter, not harder.
It's smarter to be harder.
It is smarter to be harder. Let's go to page 32, please, everyone, for the inaugural.
Nope, this is one of mine. Yeah, this is fun.
This is one of mine too.
Oh, well, okay, so we'll all hop on this. We'll get this gangbang out of the way.
I knew you were going to say that.
Treasure of rare and wondrous, and we all love random charts. No one doesn't like a random chart. This one is particularly good. If you were to need to have a like on the fly a little bit of treasure, it's right here.
Yeah, it's different. It's fun treasure instead of just the boring treasure from the DM's guide.
Yeah. Again, we've done other articles like this, and if you were to be in need, this would suit your purposes of one roll, and you're adding a little bit of spice to your game. And honestly,
I will say that I'm not sure that this needed to be around the list, or just a list that you can pick from.
Well, you can always just pick from the list, Pat. You're not being forced to roll. But the whole point of random lists is it's random.
But listen, if you have a percentile die roll, you're not going to help but roll the percentile die.
You feel impelled. You're like,
Exactly.
I can't stop myself.
I
I want to just pick one. As a DM, I want to pick one, but I can't.
I want to pick one, but I'm going to pick one, and then I'm going to feel like I didn't pick the right one because I didn't roll.
Whereas you can't help but roll, I would generally hand roll. That was I used my hands for my dice, but
I'm sure
yes.
what that means.
So
that's because you're not packing up badungan like with me.
No, I do not have. There's no recoil when I do my TikTok dances.
I don't know what's happening. What happened to this show? Remember when we had a good show? Remember that?
No, no. On the contrary, I think it's been well established that we are trash people doing a trash show.
Comment below.
But don't hurt our feelings. Come on. Like,
Yeah.
And anything else to say about this random list? Any fine ones you like? I do like the earrings that change color for detect alignment. That's kind of fun. Anything else? Any other ones? You can get a corkscrew. Gold
no,
plated though.
they were all, like I said, if you were in need, if you were, that they vary in price and detail and functionality. But if you in desperation, if you had this and someone says, "Hey, what is it?" You can just, and you couldn't go wrong.
Yep.
Well done list, well written, and
Well done, list. I thought you were complimenting the list, not Ed Greenwood. Well done, list. Good job.
I can't compliment Mr. Greenwood because, as we know, R.I.P.
He's
But,
alive. He's
yeah,
alive,
what?
Jack. He's alive, and you've insulted him so many times he refuses to talk to us. So
Oh, okay. Well, that was my article, not yours, mine.
Okay.
Mine.
Patrick, what's your first article?
My first article then will be to go to.
If you say my article, you're not having it, so I'm gonna kick you off. So
We're just going to go straight to my bread and butter, which is page 8.
8.
Hey. Oh.
Oh, so,
Oh yeah.
it's not this time. It's not. It's psychology, and not.
Yes, so now we've moved on from ecology to psychology.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did that. I don't know what but ecology
Well, I
was.
think because of the way the story works is that they've captured a doppelganger and are trying to figure out why they do what they do. And basically, their mindset is that the gods have given them the power to pick whatever lives they want and to enjoy those riches as whatever lives they claim as their birthright.
That's the doppelganger's mentality.
That's the mentality. Yeah, you guys are just cattle to us, and we choose which lives we want to take from, and then enjoy it through the rest of their lives, or for however long they want to enjoy it, and then move on.
It's creepy. Doppelganger.
So, I
It's a
mean, it
German
does
word.
talk. It does go back to a little bit of ecology too, because I guess when they die, they turn their bodies are very. Their bodies are like human soft, but then when they die, they become rock hard.
Just like Jack.
Yeah, and then they also, surprisingly enough, put down one of the magic users who was this baron who captured one of these doppelgangers. I guess they did a autopsy on one and found out that the insides of a doppelganger are essentially human.
But how would you autopsy something that turns to stone once it dies?
He was still alive.
I would have probably still
He
alive.
was still alive, Jack.
Oh,
I don't think it's called an
okay.
autopsy when they're alive, though. It's called a vivisection.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah. So,
It's a
it's a slightly
thank you for
dark
that
story
teachable moment.
because at the end, the Baron who wants to eliminate his rival tells the doppelganger, "Well, this guy has all the things you want. If you want to take him out, we'll let you go."
So he sent him as an assassin.
Yeah.
Doppelgangers. Can't
So-
trust them. Can't live with them. Can't live without them.
Especially when they think we're just cattle. And our lives, we are making lives for them to enjoy.
That's Jack's philosophy also.
No, my philosophy is if you met your own doppelganger after you've done kissing them, because obviously that's what you would do. What?
Jack's in love with himself. That's what we're trying to decide here.
Yes, I get that.
You're done with doppelgangers, I assume?
Yes, sir.
We're going to page 16.
16. Is this the one you coveted? This is the one you said
Yes,
had
'cause
mentioned.
This is also one of mine, but
I have the
my
most to
last-
talk about. That's why you have to talk about this one. Five,
It's one of
five,
my last ones.
5 keys to DMing success. Make it easy on yourself and fun for your players by Mike B-Man. B-Man. He's a superhero. He's B-Man. Yeah. he starts off by joking about quitting to become a full-time DM, and he says that'll never happen. Where the player's going to support you? It literally happens now. People are
It
full-time
does.
DMs.
There are people who are full-time paid DMs.
So Mike Beeman is rolling in his grave currently because he's dead,
Yes.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he says the 5 basics to a good campaign are continuity, character, competence, creativity, and cooperation, which is the C's. He likes C's. Yeah, it's a really good article about making a campaign and like the basics of what to do. Continuity, you have to tie the world together, make the whole of desperate parts, which at the time it wasn't really done that much because it was all separate modules. Really, a few of the modules tied together, but mostly it was, hey, quick hits here and there. You know, you're not doing a whole campaign in that way. But
Yeah.
this is his idea to do that. Characters, ways to make the PCs more real by giving backstory and motivations. So this is also, which happens all the time now, where characters' backstory, the DMs use it as to influence the story, bring it into the game, which you can always do now. And competence, know the rules and be a good storyteller, obvious. Creativity, switch up gameplay, avoid becoming stale. So don't just do dungeon after dungeon after dungeon. Switch it up, do various things, do some actual role playing. And cooperation. He says work with other DMs, which I thought was cooperation. Would not be what I thought, but work with other DMs to share duties. And he also said to play with people you like, not just tolerate. You have to actually like them, which I thought was funny too.
All right. So
That's a big part of it.
I know. So when I read this article, I put in my notes. I go again another how to be a good DM article, which is made up of comments and points. So, and I just don't understand the need to keep publishing these articles.
Because nobody knows how to DM. That's why.
But that's what my next line I put in a question on my notes. Is everyone at TSR Gaming Experience so bad they need to publish these articles?
I think it's just
But
general.
I also think it's been a year since the last one. We're going through these on a weekly basis. I think once a year, an article that says, "Hey, you want to be a better DM? This is how we recommend," is not outrageous.
And also, I literally listened to a podcast called Ken and Robin Talk About Stuff, which is just how to be a better DM. Like, that's really what their whole podcast is. They're on like 350 some odd episodes. So
That kills me. I don't get it.
Because you want to learn. You should learn how to be a better DM, not just to be stale. You're stagnant, Pat.
I'm the best as there is.
Yeah, see, you got to learn.
You're the best.
And
around.
back here, there was no
one
podcast to
can
learn
ever
about.
Bring you down.
We're gonna get copyright infringements now. Yeah, it's just this is still early days. Like, people don't know, they don't have any examples to live by now. Now you just go and watch a real player listen to a podcast. Back then there was nothing like that. This magazine was it. So you had everything you learned was from this magazine. So not everybody can be perfect like you, Pat.
I mean, I wasn't a DM back then.
See, there you go.
But he also ran a good game. He did everything that this says, and he didn't read this article.
Wow, but that some people don't have that.
The play with the people you like is a no-brainer.
I know it's not a no-brainer.
Important.
Yeah, it's important, but it's not a no-brainer. All the time you play in games that you're like, why am I in this game?
Desperation, because
if I didn't like the people I was playing with at the time, I would just leave.
Well, some people didn't have your choice there, Pat. They didn't live in the fantasy land where there's so much choice.
You kind of had to
So you get what you're given, and
yeah, that's right.
And yeah, eventually you would kick people out of your friend group, but but yeah, like we definitely were DM'd by people we don't like. So yeah, that was that article. Jack, I think we're on to Jock. Got another article?
Me?
Yes.
56.
That was another one of mine.
And it should be, because
it's crazy.
Crazy house.
Like a fox. They played 100 straight hours of D&D nonstop.
Yes.
No, they had breaks. They had like 15-minute breaks, I think they had. But
5-minute breaks.
Was it 5?
But
yeah.
The gist of it is that these people in September of 1983, they played a D&D campaign game or whatever for a record-breaking stretch of time, and let me see if I could find it. It was 100 hours straight
Yep.
over a Labor Day weekend. So I don't know about Labor Day weekend. Kind of says where it may have been
What?
taking place.
Oh no, it's in. It says in. They're in like. It said where they're from. Somewhere in California, I think, weren't they?
No, they're Hollywood, Florida,
Florida,
and
Florida,
Broward.
Hollywood,
Oh,
Florida.
okay.
It was Hollywood. That's
Okay.
why I was confused. But and they did it in front of Guinness Book of the World Records people. So it's actually
Yeah.
theoretically it's in
And
the Guinness Book of World Records.
They were, if it hasn't been broken yet,
Well, I'm sure it
because
has
they were allowed to take 5-minute breaks every hour.
Yeah, that's part of the rules. Yeah, and yeah, it was. What was I going to say? Oh, it was also for charity for muscular dystrophy, which is the telethon. It's the exact same time, so they did it for that, which I thought was nice.
So 100 hours of gameplay done strategically. You could make that work. We could make that work.
100 hours nonstop, only 5-minute breaks every hour. That's
Yeah,
tough.
I think so.
Jack, you couldn't stay up that long.
I don't know if we could do it now. Maybe 20 years ago.
Oh, back then
10
we
years
could have
ago.
done it when we were kids, but now no way you could stay up for 100 hours straight. It's not
Well,
a chance.
I would
It would
bet
be-
you
it would
I
be
bet you these four
logistics.
guys. I bet you these four guys were definitely in their 20s.
Oh, they're young. Yeah, I'm sure.
It would be logistics. I think we could do it.
I would.
I
I
don't
would.
think so.
I would. If the record has not been broken, I would make that attempt.
I guarantee Pat can't stay away
Okay.
from this podcast, let alone for 100 hours
That
straight.
is true. Pat does, but
We're
but
doing this for funds.
our
No.
But
Patreon
if we were doing it for a cause or a
for our
purpose,
Patreon.
different.
Maybe we'll
I
we'll
thought we
add
didn't
a
have
new
a
tier.
Patreon.
We don't have a
You
Patreon.
just scolded me last week about we don't have Patreons. We don't have Toyota Corollas. We don't have beers.
I have
Beards.
plenty of beers.
And beards.
Yeah, we're gonna be shaving beards. I can't even grow a beard. Now you want me
Oh.
to shave one?
Good one, Jack. Stop beard shaming us.
You had quite the chin hedgehog going on about a month ago. So
Well, that's when I was on a 3-week vacation. I didn't shave for 3 weeks.
it was not prolific. It was not robust, nor
it-
was it plentiful. But it was there.
scraggly is a good word to use.
Jack is
It was-
he's shaming you. He's bullying your beard.
I know. I'm just,
No,
I'm just,
I said it-
I'm crying on the inside, but I'm putting on a good front.
I
on the
know you're trying to play with him, but don't put up with this. Fight back, Pat.
outside. I can't. It's not in my nature.
Rob,
Poor
always the
Pat.
grinder.
You're the one making fun of poor Pat's facial hair.
It's true.
It's not
No,
his
I
fault.
wasn't.
He's Filipino.
I was complimenting it.
Anyways, that's that article from Jack. That was my last article, I believe. Pat, do you have any more articles?
Yes, I have another one in which I called a question.
Okay.
Pose
Number-
that question.
Number 11.
Number 11.
Oh,
I put in the minutia of encumbrance is now even more complicated, and how big the damn coins are.
Yeah.
can we all agree this is probably the second worst article that Dragon Magazine has ever done?
Yes. I didn't read all of it. I got probably as far as the formula is to figure out how you figure out how to get the stats of the coin. I mean, I don't even know why the specific gravity was something they tried to figure out.
In case you want to float your coin in some Guinness, I guess.
And so I just don't understand why we keep going back to this.
Like, especially this.
Encumbrance and how big the coin is, because now we have to worry about physical space.
Platinum's heavier than copper, so you have to
But
figure that out. But
We're also
what if it's only one?
we're also talking about a magical world
Yeah.
where you can have
It's
magic
the size of a
containers
dime.
that
Yeah.
can hold everything. And so, what's the
Yeah.
point?
I think everybody should just have a bag of holding because it just encumbrance is the worst.
There is 4 pages of it, and it has to do with what if there's impurities in the alloys of the metal?
Yes.
What would
it
you
was-
do if what if they're stacked to maximize? No, stop it.
just
Stop it.
David Godwin? Don't forget, all of that treasure takes up space. Not when you have a bag of holding. You don't. It doesn't.
Oh, even so, come on. You don't have to know. Even if you do it by weight, okay, fine. But you don't have to know the size.
And if you
with
can,
the
if you can
ma-
use the argument, well, in the beginning you can't get a bag of holding. Well, in the beginning you're not getting that much treasure either. So
I still say everybody should just start with one. It makes it
So-
so much easier. It's just considered.
I know. I mean, it's just I don't understand why these articles keep
I think
popping up.
common sense is the way to go. You can't
Yeah.
carry 15 pole arms, but you can have enough
I put
cash
it in
on
with
you.
I put these articles up the same thing with the DMing success.
No, it's much worse than that.
Oh, they're definitely much worse, but it's up there.
Well, I think we can all agree that David F. Godwin is worse than Hitler, and we can just move on.
Whoa! I didn't say baked anyone. I just said he picked a wrong article.
People are bad. Jack, do you have any more
I was
articles?
making a Godwin's Law joke. I don't know if that
went over everyone's head.
What were you saying, Rob?
Do you have any more articles, Jack?
I do not.
Pat, do you have any more articles?
Nope, because we had shared 2 of my other.
Yeah, me too. We're gonna go on to ads. I got quite a few ads, so it's good. So we'll start with Jack. What's your first
Quite
ad?
a few. Okay,
Jack.
well, 1 each is the rule. So my 1 is going to be on page 21 of the PDF, and it is called the Map Master.
Oh, I thought there's another code in here. I thought you were punking me with more codes. That probably don't fucking work.
No one's doing that. That's
Is this still basic or is this C+?
No, it's basic.
This is the VIC-20, which was my first computer. A program that would allow you to.
This is the VIC-20.
It was, and you needed the expansion pack for it. But and I had the VIC-20 printer as well. This was the first that I can think of where
Map
you would
maker.
make a digital room on the thing, be able to print it out, and be able to show people, or on the screen, hey, here it is. This is a
what are those printers called? Dot matrix.
Yeah, dot
yes,
matrix, yeah.
Yes, with the paper with the punch
holes
holes on the
yeah,
sides.
Loved it. I love that noise.
You have to
Zit, 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 zit.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I had the equipment to be able to do this, but I never had the program to do it. And
$35. Like at the time, that's probably $100. That's
Yeah.
expensive.
For something that you would literally just, I don't know how.
Pen and paper.
It doesn't go into specifics how you would map it out in the program, whether you just drag the cursor along, press the space bar, whatever you were doing. But there was a purpose for it. Today, even today, maps can be like, if the room's anything other than a rectangle, starts to get like, oh, what, there's an angle on the, what about the, but yeah. So a very primitive but effectual way of doing mapping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting to see that kind of stuff that we just take for granted now. You could like literally your computer has draw built in. You can make maps if you really wanted to. But yeah, that's interesting. Pat, what's your first ad?
All right. In continuing with the modern day computer graphics, let's go to page 9.
Yeah, this is one of mine for sure. Intellivision.
I had this game for my Intellivision.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
4,539 tunnels, 256 dungeons, 1 hidden treasure, and no room for error.
That is correct.
It was a first person too, right? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like we're used to the top-down Pool of Radiance style D&D games, but this is before that.
Yeah. Well, I Beholder went this route.
Yes, that's
on the
right.
computer game. So.
Yep, that's right. But yeah, it's the classic, old, terrible graphics. Looks like Atari graphics. It is pretty much Atari television. So
yeah.
Now, at the time, I'm sure I'd have been perfectly pleased with this.
Oh,
it would have scratched an itch that
we would have been like, oh, this is a great thing. It's first person. We're actually seeing the hallways.
Oh yeah.
You got to look through the doors.
I remember the first time playing some video games that I was jaw dropping that how good it was.
MechWarrior.
Now,
First time I played MechWarrior, I was like, this can't get any better than this. And meanwhile, it's like just blocks.
Twisted Metal 1.
Oh yeah.
I remember.
Well, yeah, by PlayStation time, geez, that was
I'm just thinking about the coin op. Like I thought Defender was revolutionary. Dragon's Lair was definitely
Dragon's Lair was crazy, but it was just a coin eater. That thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's computer games are becoming a thing, and legit thing that pretty soon we'll be playing these games, and Pat already is playing these games. So it's that you can see that the takeover of the computer generation already starting.
Yeah.
Great drawing though too.
Great drawing.
That's a great drawing. It doesn't say who drew it though.
Simon did it.
Simon?
Yep. Don't look at his bum, you bum looker.
Stop.
No.
I'm gonna go with page 29. 29, not 2. 29. And it's Fighting Fantasy and Game Books by Steve Jackson, Ian Livingstone. Classic, the British Steve Jackson. These are... I had Forest of Doom, for sure. It said coming soon, Forest of Doom. But these are the Choose Your Own Adventure, but they're more... They're Choose Your Own Adventure, but you also have a character sheet, so it's a little bit more in-depth, and they were fun. And I remember these books, and that's where I know Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone from, who obviously are more famous for GW and things like that, but I did not know them for that. I knew it for Fighting Fantasy. So.
And I've never even heard of this series.
No, it was great back in the day. This is the kind of... I would get the AD&D Choose Your Own Adventure books also, but they were thinner. These were like serious books, these ones.
Yeah.
I have. I was just reading one of my AD&D ones.
Oh, I still have mine too. I think.
Of Pentagon. Because,
is that the one with the blue cover?
It's the blue one.
Yep, I have that one.
One of the podcasts I listened to, they just did 8-bit book club, and they go through these old books like that. And I was like, I think I have that book. That sounds familiar. Went rummage through. Oh, there it is.
Yep. Yeah, I love those kind of books. Warlock of Firetop Mountain was the famous one. I think they did like maybe 5 years ago. They did Kickstarter redoing all these too. I think so. Citadel of Chaos, but definitely Forest of Doom. I remember because I'm pretty sure I had like a ranger on the cover fighting something. So, anyways, that's my memories of fighting fantasy books. Jack, do you have any more ads? You had your single ad?
No, one ad is the rules. So like I couldn't imagine breaking that sacred covenant between us. But Pat, what about you?
Page 55.
55. This is not the one I thought you were going to choose. Oh, of course. It's more Starfleet.
All I just put is Starfleet Battles is really making its mark now, because now you have the game and you have a box set of ships.
Did you have this box set?
No.
Yeah, pretty fancy. It's funny. They even the bases kind of look like X-wing. They got like things on them. Yeah, it's Starfleet.
I mean, they
battles.
look round in this horrible picture, but it's actually hexagon.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
That does make sense.
But Task Force Games, I wonder whatever happened to those guys. Who bought them out?
I wonder if they're still around, because I think they're still putting it
out. For me, my final ad, I thought Pat was going to choose this one because on page 33, it's all about Car Wars. It's a whole page ad about Car Wars.
Oh no, that's not. I thought about it, but then I thought I covered it in the Auto Duel Champions.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
Someone's really liking the Steve Jackson products.
Yeah, this is the other Steve Jackson though. This is the American Steve Jackson. It's two different Steve Jacksons. This is the American Steve Jackson did Car Wars, and Car Wars, we played it in our games club in high school, and I don't know if we ever played it. We made cars. I remember that much. It was one of those games where you start playing it. It takes so long to make a car that I don't know if we actually ever played it.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was a grasp of the rules by the guy who was running it or just it is what it is.
I think it's pretty in depth because there were so many options and.
Yeah, it didn't seem to really play well. Like it.
Wow, it is a classic game. Pat, I'm sure has played Car Wars back in the day.
Oh, I had the original, the first version when it was just chits.
Yeah, the little they were small too. They're only like little books.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they came in like a little case.
And I have the latest Kickstarter version.
Yeah, we know the plastic miniatures. Yes.
Yeah, which we didn't play when we were here, when you guys were here.
No, because you hate it.
No, I love it, but we would have to have gone downstairs and.
We were supposed to play Ogre too, so.
I was begging to play Ogre, but instead we played a few games of.
We played Dungeon and we played Dark Tower.
Dark Tower.
Yeah, I felt like we needed to redeem ourselves because we played a horrible game of Dark Tower.
No, well, the first one we didn't know what we were doing that much, but the second one we did well. And then Dungeon was surprisingly fun. It's totally random, and I got screwed out at the very last by one card. I was
But
like literally 4 squares away from winning the game, and I got screwed. But still fun.
for
game.
what it is, yeah, it's
Yeah. Fun.
It's definitely fun.
You can't take it seriously because it'll screw you. It's a screw you game, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's my ads. Pat, do you have any more ads?
I have one last ad.
Sure. We always fend with Pat. That's the rules, right?
could have sworn we had a
67.
So, yeah, this is Pat's one ad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you like this one? All the TSR stuff coming
Exactly.
soon?
So these are all the new modules coming for all the games that I played: Gamma World, Star Frontiers, and Dungeons and Dragons. I'm gonna loop World of Greyhawk into Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, of course.
So all the new modules coming out for it, I thought it was cool. I played Horror on the Hill. I remember that. That was really good. My friend ran Sundown and Star Mist, but I don't remember how that went.
I never played any Gamma World or Star Frontier, so.
Yeah.
And Greyhawk, we never really played in Greyhawk. We're much more of a Forgotten Realms kind of group, so.
Yeah.
But yes, always good to have a TSR ads in the book. It's almost like
That's
they were owned by them.
That was my last ad.
Jack has no more ads because he's only allowed one, so.
That's
He's
true.
allowed
I
it.
did mine.
The thing is, Jack, is that you.
Yeah, you didn't know the rules. It was Jack's allowed one ad. The rest of us can have as many as you want. So we're back to the front. Back to Clyde. It's been a good issue. It's a fine issue. It's all right issue. Lately it's been, we haven't fallen in love with some of the articles, but a lot of ads and nostalgia built in, so it's fun.
Yeah.
The problem is they go with a theme, and if the theme, like Sonic's or it doesn't gel with all of us, then it just doesn't present the same A-class top tier comedy that we're capable of doing.
It's true.
Is that what this is?
I think so.
Oh. Yeah. But like, share, subscribe, comment below what you think we should not be talking about in these. Is there any articles we missed that we should have been speaking of? And do you think that that the one article was not totally useless and hate-filled? So
yeah, that was me. I must say I did take on quite a negative side in these last 2 episodes.
But the cover's great, so that's what we have to look forward to. Until next time, I'm Rob.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Jobber.
And we'll be back. Come join us on Facebook and Twitter, and do definitely comment. We're getting a lot of comments lately, and we enjoy them. So
here's a welcoming hug.
I answer the comments. Nobody else, none of these schmoes do.
No. I've answered some comments.
I don't even watch our own videos, so I don't. Whatever is going on down there, I don't know what's going on.
I've actually held conversations.
I don't even have an internet connection, so
what Rob doesn't see is the comments I'm answering are on the links that I put on the other pages.
Oh, see, that doesn't count. I mean, comments on the YouTubes.
Yes. Like just because I write a lot of pithy remarks on who I follow on OnlyFans, it doesn't affect our YouTube.
It's true.
Let's just leave that there. Let's let that hang. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.